We got a matchup between the two teams that are undefeated in conference play. We got Kelvin versus Alma. Alma is 2-2 on the year, 1-0 in the MIAA. Kelvin is 4-0, 1-0 in MIAA play as well. And I'll tell you one thing right here, right now. The score for last year is not going to be indicative of what it's going to be this year. I truly think this game is going to be a lot more competitive between both of these teams. Last year was a 73-13 win for Alma at Kelvin. Now it is at Alma this year. They're coming off of a big emotional win, and I don't think that in itself is the reason why this game is closer. I truly think that what this Kelvin team has done, especially offensively, and just the guys that they have on that side of the ball, will not only make this game a little bit closer than what it was last year, I think that it's going to make this game pretty competitive, to be completely honest with you. Now, I will give my prediction pretty early on. I do think Alma does defend home field. I do think Alma does win. But I truly think going into this game, not only does Kelvin have a ton of momentum, they have a ton of belief in what Coach Fig has been doing, what they're building. They have playmakers on offense. They have a guy, I've mentioned him a ton of different times, Hunter Hogan. He's playing the running back position this year, which is new, but he's been so effective at it that I think he's going to continue to be a mainstay for this Kelvin offense. You also have to look at what Alma has done defensively against the run, because Kelvin, primarily when it comes to total yards in a game, has been a team that wants to play physical. And this is a Kelvin team that wants to run the ball. This is an Alma team that gives up 107 yards on the ground. Now, they also give up 325 yards through the air as well. So this Kelvin team can attack through the air as well. Thomas Vaquero, the starting cornerback for Kelvin, has been really good. He's going to have to continue to be really good. He's going to have to continue to take care of the ball. He can continue to throw it to Hunter Hogan. He has 14 receptions on the year. I've also mentioned Jude Klunder. He has 16 receptions. I've mentioned Luke Misherhusen. I probably completely botched his name every single time. He's been the go-to wide receiver for Thomas Vaquero. Like, he is the guy that when Kelvin needs a big play, when Kelvin needs a big catch, you can look at their overtime win. Guess who caught it? It was Luke. Luke was the one that caught the game-winning touchdown pass. Like, when they need a big play, Luke is their guy, but they also have weapons on offense. They have weapons at wide receiver. They have had tight ends involved more recently. And then again, when it comes to running the ball, it's going to be Hunter Hogan. It's going to be Nick Earls. It's going to be Thomas Vaquero might use his legs a little bit. I do think that Carter St. John does use his legs quite a bit more than what Thomas Vaquero does. I know that he has 137 yards on the ground this year, but also you have Eddie Williams. He is the main running back for this Kelvin offense. 544 yards on the year, 6 touchdowns. He broke a record earlier this year. He's been really good for this Alma offense. It's been him, Carter St. John has been primarily the main two guys that have been carrying the ball, especially Carter at the quarterback position. Brian Morgan has played a little bit, but when it comes to playmakers offensively, you have to obviously talk about the quarterback and Carter St. John. Obviously not having the year that he probably would want to have. 8 touchdowns, 4 interception, 863 yards. Yardage-wise is fine, but the ratio for what he's been doing compared to this year, it has been a little bit off. But then, obviously, you have playmakers in Sam Couch, Zach Poff, Brock Miller. Cooper Keene has had 2 receptions. But truly those kind of guys, Eddie Williams, again, catches the ball out of the backfield as well. They kind of have their guys offensively that they're going to kind of go to. It's truly going to be about what this Kelvin defense can do stopping those guys. And they've been pretty good so far this year. If you look at just the amount of yards they've given up on the ground, it's only been 74 yards on the ground, 240 yards through the air. So if you look statistically, Kelvin's been a little bit better on both those standpoints. Now, obviously, what Kelvin has played scheduled-wise isn't anywhere close to what Alma has. Alma's played great teams. You have Hope, you have Wisconsin River Falls. Like, there hasn't been that close of a contention in those games for Kelvin's side of things. That's why I think Alma still does win this game. But I truly think that if you look at just kind of what both of these teams have, I definitely think it's going to be, one, a lot more competitive, but two, I think you're going to continue to see guys making plays for this Kelvin and Alma teams. Like defensively, you have Caden Bolduc. I probably botched his name again. 28 tackles on the year, 1 interception, 5 sacks. Carson Schunstein, 12 tackles for loss, 54 tackles overall, 4 sacks, 1 interception. You just have multiple guys. Reed Bogler, 24 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Like, you just have guys that just fly around for this Kelvin team. Charlie Garbowski, he has been playing a little bit, half of a tackle for loss. Like, you just have guys on this defense for Kelvin that are just playmakers. And then defensively, you also have those guys on Alma as well, like Jet King. Jet King's been absolutely fantastic this year. 33 tackles for loss, 1 sack. You also have Ryan Kugelman. I've talked about him in the past. 25 tackles, 2.5 sacks. You also have Preston Marlott. 17 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. You don't have a ton of guys that have sacks on this team, so that's definitely something to continue to kind of keep an eye on for. If you're Kelvin, are you going to be able to truly protect Thomas Vaccaro? But this is a defense that truly likes to fly around for Alma, and this is a defense that will make you make mistakes in games if you give them the opportunity to do so. But yeah, I think Alma's going to win this game. I think it's going to be a closely contested game. I think it's going to be a lot closer than it was last year. I just think that Kelvin's continuing to build. I don't know if they're necessarily fully there yet. Now, would I be completely shocked if Kelvin wins this game? No, I think they have the guys to do it. It's just I feel like going to Alma, one, is really, really difficult to win at, and two, I just feel like there's a step up between the competition that they have played compared to what Alma is. That's the main reasons why I think Alma does win this game. I truly think it's going to be closer. I think it's going to be competitive. It wouldn't surprise me if Kelvin's right there. It also wouldn't surprise me if Alma just kind of takes control and just kind of truly builds a momentum off of last week. But that's truly the last big thing about this preview that I want to talk about. If you're Alma, you cannot let what happened last week affect this week. Because if you let what happened last week affect you this week, you could really end up with an opportunity to end up losing at home, getting down pretty quickly to this Kelvin team. You cannot let an emotional win deter you from showing up in this game. And I know that Coach Couch isn't going to let that happen. I know Coach Fig's going to get his guys ready. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a very entertaining game. And I'm really interested to see how this turns out because I truly think that this Kelvin team offensively will be able to put up points. Just depends on what kind of Kelvin team shows up, what kind of Alma team shows up, and is the way Kelvin playing dependent on the teams that they have played, or is that truly the real Kelvin team? I think it could be very much the real Kelvin team, but I think we'll get more of an answer after Saturday.